Let's review a few areas on the map where Fireball could be used. For example, if we choose the side of the monolith, not only will it not create a good funnel, but we'll also be forced to deploy the super witches either from this side or that side. Since the map is symmetrical, it doesn't matter which side we choose for the super witches. Either way, the troops will take heavy damage from these two areas because the queen will reach these defensive buildings too late. Using the royal champion alone isn't a good option, and we can make better use of her. The queen must reach this section first because we're using her as the tank for the royal champion in this strategy, and only afterward will we deploy the royal champion. So we'll skip the monolith side. Let's evaluate the town hall side. One option is targeting the air defense. After hitting it with the fireball, this area will be destroyed, and we'll deploy the super witches from this side. They will move downward like this and take a lot of damage from the town hall because they won't have access to it from behind the wall. Another option is targeting the expo. In this case, just like the previous choice, before we guide the super witches into the base, they will already be receiving significant damage from the town hall. I should also mention that most air traps are placed around the town hall, so the risk of losing the healers is higher compared to other areas on the map. Now it's time to review the option I chose for the fireball. I've selected the air defense in this section as the fireball target. Hitting it will give us the destruction you see in the image and create a good funnel. After deploying the super witches, they won't take any damage from the left side, and we won't need to worry about that part of the map. To target the air defense, first, deploy the warden and healers, and wait for the warden to destroy the wizard tower. Then we'll use the invisibility spells like this, one for these two buildings, another for this archer tower, and the last one for the expo to ensure the fireball hits the air defense. We don't need to use two earthquake spells, one is enough. We'll save the other one to use with the royal champion. After the fireball hits and the area is destroyed, we'll wait for the warden to finish off the expo to ensure we don't lose him in case the healers switch from him to the super witches. We'll use a wall breaker to give the super witches access to the ricochet cannon, then deploy the super witches. The ice golem will be used in front of the ricochet cannon to tank for the super witches, so both they and their summoned big boys take minimal damage. The queen will be deployed here to prevent the troops from turning right, so they're funneled into the core of the base. After deploying the troop launcher, we'll deploy the king to make the battlefield crowded enough that the monolith doesn't target him. The royal champion will be used to clear the monolith side and speed up the movement of the super witches into the core. We'll use the remaining earthquake spell to help destroy buildings faster. Also, to make sure the monolith doesn't target the queen or the royal champion, we'll use a skeleton spell to distract it. Since the king's HP was low during the attack, I used his ability early and then used a jump spell here to give the troops access to the outer side of the map.